You're able to go through the verses, no? What purpose you could go through? Purpose, yeah. Go the study one. Right, okay. Sit down. So you saw in the 3 verses how the living entity becomes entangled and controlled by the material energy, even though by nature he has nothing to do with material nature. By nature he is spiritual. Nitya, what is the definition of false ego? Definition of false ego. Definition of false ego. Last week we discussed, right? Yeah, we spent a lot of time on the understanding of false ego. Remember? Discussion aitala.
Junction with spirit meets the matter.
The junction where the spirit touches matter. Spirit touches matter. I am a spirit soul. I touch this matter. My surname is Gani. I come in touch with Gani. Menda, Shakti, all these different surnames are your junction point. Otherwise, neither a Menda, nor a Gani, nor a Shakti, or who else, all. Your surname enta? What is your surname? Hiranda surname. Prabhu, you have a surname? Okay. Mallikarjunaya. Father's name. Okay. In Uttar Karnataka, part some surname has to be there. Hittal Mani, Hale Mani, Sandhi Mani. Interesting names. ಮೆಣಸಿನಕಾಯಿ ಉಳ್ಳಾಗಡ್ಡಿ ಬಿಸಿ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ನೆ ಒಣ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಬಿಸಿ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಕಲ್ಲಿನ ಮನೆ ಅದೇ ಸೊ ಸರ್ನೇಮ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ದ community we connect. That is there we discussed. So that connection is where we get entangled. Now the process is to disentangle ourselves, disidentify ourselves. That's why it says liberation begins at the false ego level. We try to get liberation at the body level. False ego means our reversing our identification. How deep it is ingrained. Suppose now we are conscious. When you are conscious, we say, I am a spirit soul, I am a son of Krishna. But let's imagine we are in deep sleep. If I wake up moksha, if I wake him up, who is your father? What he will say? Durga Prasad. Who is your father? He will say your father's name. I will tell my father's name. By default, our consciousness is hooked to material only. In the deep sleep, if I wake you up, who is your father? You will say Krishna. What you will tell your tande's name? Subhasri. Subhash Rai. So you will tell Rai surname, right? Right. So you will say Subhash. Tande sir bandbidutte. Our material father's name comes. Because by default we are not constitutional position. Is material. Adanna you have to treat at the subconscious level where we identify. But that is not going to happen all of us. We have to continuously purify ourselves. It's an ongoing process. Gradually we recover. So we saw the story. Okay, some few quiz. What is the role of Maya? Is Maya happy doing this? In the first purport is mentioned. Is Maya happy doing this act of trap and keeping the souls entangled or entrapped? No. Maya has 2 shaktis. What are the 2 energies of Maya? One is prakshepatmaka shakti, another is prakshepatmaka, another is avaranatmaka. Prakshepatmaka means throwing potency. 2 shaktis of Maya. Let's repeat. Prakshepatmaka shakti, prakshepatmaka shakti, avaranatmaka shakti. Prakshepatmaka shakti, avaranatmaka shakti. It's very logical. Prakshepa means throwing us into material pool. It throws us. After throwing us, it covers our avarana, covers our intelligence. Like Anjana Sthala. You're applying Anjana, you said, okay, you're done. So before entering, Maya puts her hand on each of our head and puts Anjana. Now you are material consciousness. Prakshapatna, it throws us from the spiritual atmosphere to the material environment. By the police throw the civilians into a prison house by force. Nobody goes running into the prison house. They are forcibly grabbed and thrown. Then there is a rules and regulations they are put there. The Prakshapatna throws us, by having it covers our religions. In the purport is mentioned, is Maya happy doing this? No. It's compared, Maya is a thankless job. And Krishna is also not happy doing this. No father wants to put his son in a prison house or put him into, and the example is given, no father wants to put the son in the care of another strong man or a disciplined man, like boarding school. Nobody wants to put children in boarding school. But the parents feel that if the child spends some time under a strict supervisor, because you cannot discipline, there is lenience at home. Under strict supervisor, he will be well behaved and learn many things throughout his life. That's why parents, even though it's hard for them, they put them. So Krishna, because some children have gone rebellious. That's why they say in souls there are two types of varieties. Krishna Sevonmukha Jiva, other is Krishna Bahirmukha Jiva. Let's say Krishna Sevonmukha Jiva. Krishna Sevonmukha Jiva. Krishna Sevonmukha Jiva. Krishna Bahirmukha Jiva. Sevonmukha means who are serving Krishna. Bahirmukha means who are turned away from Krishna. We are Bahirmukhas. Krishna consciousness process means to convert, transform the Bahirmukhas into what? Sevonmukhas. We are Bahirmukhas, we are turned away, we have to turn towards Krishna. Bahirmukha. We are now Bahirmukha. Bhakti process transforms us over to Bahirmukha, transformation. This is the process. And instead, it's only because of this coming in touch with Maya, it has identified itself. And the solution to all this is Bhakti Yoga. That's why today morning I was hearing one lecture of Prabhupada. It says, Krishna consciousness means permanent solution to all problems. Permanent solution to all problems. That's why some sentences of Prabhupada are very, very conclusive. Simple sentence, but it's a lot of. And other day I was also hearing, by serving Krishna, only by serving Krishna, we can live a blissful life, happy life. By no other process, we can live happily. Accumulate as much money as you want, enjoy the best of power you want, all that you get. But that will never make us happy. Those who have it have never become happy. Only by serving Krishna. And other lectures nowadays, nice later, is only Krishna can save us. Guru and Krishna can save us from all problems. Our own so-called relatives, our own wealth we have accumulated, they are not going to protect us. Correct? Only protection is from Krishna. Adiyala. Madadi baradu mancha baradu kanchu kannadi baradu. I don't know the next line. It says, none of us, neither relatives nor my wealth, they are not coming with us. Only the Paramatma accompanies and he protects. So that is the solution. So by rendering devotional service, one can solve all the problems, but mass of people do not know. Actually, he says how much grateful we are to Srila Prabhupada. Even I checked, those people who are religious by family, like say even Madhva Brahmana family, Sri Vaishnava Brahmana family, some of them are very much connected, but many of them knew these things in bits and pieces. There is some Vishnu Sahasranam, there is something, but there is no real clear-cut clarity of life. And those who have been religious, they told me personally that they were never this serious about spiritual practice. It is part of their life. Sometimes they were, your classmates, they will be doing Brahmin family, they will be doing Sandhya Vandanam, they do. But there is no real clarity. They are very much after money only actually. Correct? So they just is the surname only, but highly quite materialistic. Some of them even drink wine, meat, everything, because they are not convinced. But even the Brahmins are so focused only after coming in touch with Prabhupada's mission. because it is concentrated and the focus you can see. Isn't it true? Prabhu? Yeah? Okay? Not fully. Means I mean to say the clarity that Prabhupada gives about philosophy of life.
Yeah, actually many have rediscovered their own traditions.
Okay.
And become much more stronger Sri Vaishnavas and Madhavas.
After coming in touch with Prabhupada. Yeah, that's the exact point. They appreciate their own culture more solidly focus when they hear. Correct? That's true. What is correct. Those of us who haven't been, at least me, haven't been from Vaishnava families, it's a new thing for us, and it's what we have taken up. I was not even religious, no temple going, nothing, just live life, enjoy life. And when I came here, there is so much of focus from total inattention to it to such serious activity. So then it says, most of people do not know. That's why Srila Vasudeva has compiled this literature for us. And by hearing this literature, our feeling of devotion towards Krishna awakes in the heart, and which Shoka Moha Bhaya, all will be destroyed. So this is a very much a nice series of verses. So next week onwards, I want to take up one very good series of verses from the Bhagavad Gita. We call it as Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita also. There is nothing like Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, but 4 important verses. Like we have, anyone knows the 4 verses of Bhagavatam, Chatushloki Bhagavatam? Verses? It's good to learn. Aham eva sameva agre nanya detsada param pashat aham adetaccha yo shishesi sosmiham krityartam yat pratiyata na pratiyata chatmani tad vidyat atmano mayam yatha bhasha yatatamaham yatha mahanti bhutani bhuteshu chasva teshnu parushtami aprushtami tada deshu ateshaham. These are the third one. There is a fourth one also. What is that? I am not getting the last one. There is a four Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Etavaneva Lokasmi Pumsam Dharma. No, not that. Whoever searches to whichever point. Can you pull out Chatushloki Bhagavatam?
I am searching.
If I get the first word, I will chant the whole thing. What is it? Mahanti Bhutani is the third one. Fourth one, I just need the first line. 2.9.35. Go to 2.9.35. 36. 2.9.35 or 36. Okay, I will just, in the meantime, I will pull out these verses. Second canto, 9th chapter, text 39. 35, start to 35.
Bhagavad-Gita or
Bhagavatam hai.
Bhagavatam?
Second canto.
Yata mahanti
Bhutani
bhute pucha
Teshvanu Pravushtami Apravushtami Tata Deshu Nateshvam. The next one. Just say the first word. First word is, let's see.
Yes.
Next verse. 37. Very next verse. What is the first word?
36.
The next verse. The next one.
Etavadeva
Etavadeva Jidnyasam Tattva Jidnyasanatma Annaya Vedarvekabhya Yatsya Sarvasya Sarvada. Kuntide, we need that first word sometimes. Clear memory. Etavaneva Lokasmin. Etavan. What is it? Etavadeva Jidnyasam Tattva Jidnyasanatmana Annaya Vedarvekabhya Yatsya Sarvatra Sarvada. Means whoever searches from any point of view, it will ultimately come to this point. Means however you search for truth, wherever you start, will ultimately come to me only. You will find out that I am the ultimate truth. This is Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna gave Bhagavatam in these 4 seed verses, and the entire Bhagavatam is it's a good challenge. You can take up reciting these verses. We will take up after this. First we will do this, then we will do Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Okay. So now I am doing the 4 seed verses of Bhagavad Gita, and all of us must know these verses by heart. There is no skipping these verses. Very important. So these 4 verses are described as the verses which describe the the message of Bhagavad Gita. Of course, all verses are important. It's good to learn these 4 verses. It begins with shloka number 10 point. You must learn. Begins with 10 point. 10.8. Sarvasya Prabha. 10.8. If you can take out these verses. Aham sarvasya prabhavah. You can decide. Idya Chitta? Bhagavad Gita 10.8. Chapter 10, text 8. Madhva. Will you recite? Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
अहं सर्वस्य प्रभो
मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते
मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते
इति मत्वा भजन्ते माम्
इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां
बुधा भाव समन्विताः
बुधा भाव समन्वितः
मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणा
मच्चिता मद्गतप्राणा
बोधयन्तः परस्परं
बोधयन्तः परस्परं
कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं
कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं
दुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
तेषां सततयुक्तानां
तेषां सततयुक्तानां
भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं
भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं
ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं
ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं
येन मामुपयान्ति ते
येन माम् उपयान्ति
तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थं तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थं
तेषाम् एवानुकम्पम्
अहम् अज्ञानतं तमः
अहम् अज्ञानतं तमः
नाशयामि आत्मभावस्थो
नाशयामि भावस्तु
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता.
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता.
And the meanings are wonderful. We can read out translation one by one. First, second, third. Aham sarvasya prabodhini. You can recite the verse also and tell the meaning. You can recite. Go to 8, 10.8. You go.
8, 10.8.
Yeah, you recite the verse and translation. Yeah.
10.8.
Translation.
No. First read the verse. Aham.
Aham. I.
No. You read the verse. Chant the verse.
अहं
Aham sarvasya
प्रभो
prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha
बुधा भाव
samanvitaha.
Yeah. Translation.
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
Yeah. So, I am the source. Aham sarvasya prabhu. I am the prabhu. Sarvasya. I am the prabhu of everything, lord of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhu. Matta sarvam pravartate. All material worlds, everything emanates from me. Pravartate. It comes from me. Iti matva bhajante mam. Bhajante means worship. Iti matva Buddha, the intelligent, bhava samanvita. The wise. Iti matva. Having knowing this. Knowing this. Matva knowing. Iti this. Matva says knowing. Matva. The wise who perfectly know this, that Krishna is supreme and he is the source of everything, engage in my devotion service and worship me with all their hearts. This is probably not about the sign them. Chitta. This is the what we should do in association. Meaning of Vaishnava association. What devotees do when they come together. Read.
Translation. The thought of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
Mat chitta, they think about me. Madgata prana, they dedicate their lives to me. Bodhayanta parasparam, teaching each other. Bodhayanta parasparam is not necessarily philosophy. It may be even how to make a preparation for the Lord. Naivedya. Like Mataji made that basali soppu. That is knowledge she has. We asked her how to do it. That is Bodhayanta Parasparam. Like Prabhu knows how to open a YouTube channel. I took his help. He taught me. That is also Bodhayanta Parasparam. Because it's used for Krishna. You have some skills. You are good in language, Kannada language. We learn how to translate a certain word. What all can be done? What all synonyms for this verse? It is. You have some talent. Definitely you may have good at something. All of us are good at something. When we learn that from others, that's when we both enter. There shouldn't be any shame in asking a so-called junior person, can you teach me this? Oh, what this kid will, I have seen him when he was bacha, Moksha. How can I ask Moksha to show me how to do open? Then I will lose. He is way ahead of me in technology. So we can always, there should not be no shame in learning from. That's what Chanak Pandit says, no? Whoever has knowledge, you should take from him. Even so, earlier that time there was a caste system. The higher caste wouldn't approach junior. But if somebody has knowledge, in industry we call best practices. IT industry. Whoever is doing best practice, certain way, pick it up from them. Correct? So, Bodhayanta Parasparam is not just philosophy, it's also practices. And sometimes we have to pick up lesson without being told. Like mannerism. That is, for example, two of you are sitting. If I have to pass in the passage between Moksh and Ramesh Prabhu and our Giriraj Prabhu, I cannot just stand straight and just pass by. You know how to pass by? You have to bend down, show your hand, and then pass by. That's the way to pass by. Vaishnava way. Allah bro, we can't just say arrogantly, just go in like a bull. That's not the way. Kai bagi, kai munde torsi, hogbeku. I want to move. That is the way. If you want to pass, I just want to pass by. That is the way to pass by. Correct? So this is a Bodhayanta. I may not tell you this is how you pass by, but you observe how I do certain things. Then you pick up. And sometimes I see someone doing some things, some senior devotees doing certain way. That's how we pick up some lesson, practices. Yeah? Bodhayanta Parasparam. Kathayantascha mam nityam. Simple. We teach each other. Ghare anakara sada Krishna Sankirtan, Krishna Nama, Krishna Katha, Krishna Aradhan. What do you do? Krishna Nama, Krishna Katha, Krishna Aradhan. In Kali Yuga, Aradhan is again, Sankirtan is also Aradhan. Hearing is also Aradhan. Jnana Yajna, Dravya Yajna. Dravya Yajna is doing Yajna with paraphernalia. You need a Havan, you need a Ahuti, ghee, and the Nava Dhanya. Dhanya you need, and you need all the paraphernalia, mantras, mudras, that is Dravya Yajna. You need first class Brahmanas will chant, Madi, Shuddhi, everything has to be cleansed. Jnana, Dravya Yajna. This is also Yajna, Jnana Yajna. There is no paraphernalia involved. All our paraphernalia is, Shravanam is the paraphernalia. I am speaking and hearing. This is also Yajna. The Bhagavad says, Jnana Yajna is better than Dravya Yajna. So now we are doing Sankirtan Yajna. You don't need any ghee, you don't need anything. You don't have to give dakshin also. You just have to sit and hear and learn. This is higher than the Dravya. Of course, Dravya is also required, the part of it. But our society is predominantly Jnana Yajna and Sankirtan Yajna, not Dravya Yajna, once in a while. And that's Tushyanticha Ramanticha. Kathayantascha mam nityam, not once in a while. Tushyanticha Ramanticha. We take pleasure. Devotees take pleasure in that kind of activities. Then the next one, Tesham,
Okay?
Bhajatam Priti Purvakam.
Tesham Sadata Yuktanam Bhajatam Pritipurvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam
Yena mam upayantite.
Yena mam upayantite.
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
One of my favorite verse. Tesham Satate Yuktana. Actually, Acharya has add another line. This is not for everybody. Krishna will not give himself just like that. Those who are desirous of seeing Krishna, there is a hidden meaning there. Those who are desirous of serving Krishna, seeing Krishna, associating with Krishna, if they are constantly devoted and constantly serving me with love. Preeti Purvakam, not duty Purvakam. Duty lag gaya, I've been asked to do Mangal Aarti, duty chat lag gaya. No. It should be Preeti with love, with affection. Dadami, remember first verse, first class I did was about doing devotion with love. With love. Very first class, correct? Yeah. When you love someone, it is natural to think of him. When you love someone, it's natural to serve him with attention. Correct? If the mother loves the child, if a mother does so much for the child out of love, it's natural for the mother to child or anyone whom you love, it's natural to think of them. Preeti Purvakam. Dadami Buddhi. Krishna gives the intelligence. Intelligence, both two intelligence. One is how to do the service properly. Like for example, you are designing a pamphlet. You do something, you do scribble something, do a rough work. But the finishing will be amazing. Who does that finishing? Krishna. You are doing Janmashtami service. Who does that finishing? So many fine tuning will happen. So many things will come up because of Krishna giving the intelligence. Dadami Buddhi Yogam. That's why, you know, we sometimes want to take the credit. The speaker of doing service. It says, give the glory to the Guru whose words they are, and give the glory to the Lord whose glories they are. We want to take Krishna's glories, Guru's words, and promote ourselves. No, it's nothing. What is yours? Krishna's glories, Guru's words. You just repeat that they are Guru's words. We should not take it ourselves or promote ourselves. Dadami buddhi yogamtam yena mamumpa yantite. So if you are constantly doing service with sincerity, Krishna will give us intelligence to do service properly, and also gives intelligence to go towards him or associate with him. Last one. Tesham yavana kampartam aham ajnanajam tamah nashiyami atma bhavasto dhyana deepena vasuda. Very nice verse. To show them special mercy, to show those to whom, those who are satati yuktana, to show special mercy upon the satati yuktana, preeti purvakam, who are lovingly serving me continuously, I, dwelling in their hearts, tesham evana kampartam aham ajnanajam tamah nashiyami atma bhavasta. Atma, I dwelling in their heart, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. You want to chant, this is a very nice verse to melodious verse. Tesham evana kampartam aham ajnanajam tamah nashiyami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. To those who are constantly engaged in service to me, I, dwelling in their heart, out of compassion upon them, I destroy the ignorance in their heart by the torch of knowledge. Jnana Deepa, which is a torch, but it's actually a lamp. Lamp is more traditional than the torch. Deepa. Jnana, with the Deepa of Jnana, I drive away the darkness in their heart. This is four very good, some call it seed verses, also very powerful verses. This verse, even verses like Sarvadharma Amritya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, that one, and Machitta Bhaktyamam Abhijanati, Yavanesha Tata, Manmanabam. You know this verse, Manmanabam?
Bhakto Madhya Jimam Namaskuru.
Mame Vesisi, two are there, two verses. Mame Vesisi Yuttvaimam Atmana Matparana, Mame Vesisi Satyante Pratijani Prayasini. In the 9th chapter it comes, again in the 18th chapter it comes. Two times, same verses repeated. Bhaktyamam Abhijanati. That's also very nice. So there are several verses which we must know. So shall we recite these four verses? It's worth it, and no excuse. All of us have to learn these verses. We can start with as many as you can. We'll try to recite these verses, and also we'll study these purports, and we will study these purports when we meet next. Yeah. Do you have any questions to discuss?
On what basis this four?
I don't know. I heard. I'm also not. I know about Chaturshloki Bhagavatam. That's Chaturshloki Bhagavatam. But this, I will let people call it seed verses. But either way, these verses are good. I would say all the verses are seed verses. Very powerful verses. It's a condensed knowledge. But many devotees have taken out these four verses separately to study, and it's a good to learn these four verses.
Starting from 10.8.
10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavinda tesham evan kampartama. These 4 verses, it's very much important to learn these verses by heart. It's Bhagavadgeetha's verses are much easier. If you repeat a verse again and again, and you take a, what do you call it? That cards. What card, man? Notes ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತಲ್ಲ. What kind of cards they call? Slip card. No.
Post-it.
Okay.
There is some word in I used to call it company.
Ah,
ಇಲ್ಲ flash cards.
Flash.
You heard of flash card? You don't know flash card?
Big
ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿರುತ್ತೆ just small flash card. It reminds you of notes when you are going for a meeting or public
stick pad.
Huh?
Stick pad.
Yeah, pad. It's pad. Sometimes we call flash cards. Small is ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿರುತ್ತೆ. We keep it and just bullet points ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
Yellow, orange color.
Correct. We call pads or something. You just keep them. So whenever I want to write a verse, I put it in a paper just enough in my pocket. I put it in pocket and keep opening and reading. On Naraka Sati we get stuck. Like the 4th verse I was stuck. If I get the first line again, I come back to the old verse. It's an ongoing activity. Hare Krishna. This the verses of 3 series, there were 3 verse series, no? This I will cut it short. A very nice story, a small story which tells the entire philosophy. This is very instructive story. I heard it when I was in class 8 in my school. One used to invite preachers, but they wouldn't follow any of the first thought, but they used to invite. So one preacher had come. It's very deep story. It stayed with me forever. The story was very much. It covers entire basic philosophy. You have to visualize. There is a very spacious, wonderful palace. Palace is like Mysore Palace, very opulent, fully self-sufficient palace. You don't have to go out of it. All facilities are given. There's a palace. In that palace, there is a master, Yajman, and the master is taking care of 1,000 birds. Palace, master, 1,000 birds. Okay? All that they need is given, and everybody is happy. And a palace will have windows, big windows. Outside the window, one could see a huge tree, which is not part of the palace, but out in the open. It's open to sky. Correct? Open to sky. There is a tree. Among the 1,000 birds who are taken care of inside the palace, about 100 birds, all of them see, but 100 birds see the tree from inside the palace. For them, life in the tree is more appealing than the life in the palace, because they feel there is freedom there. Here there is a lot of restriction. You have to eat on time, you have to get up on time, you have to submit yourself, you have to accept the authority of the master. If you cannot rebel against the master, and you cannot break rules, you cannot be like a lawbreaker inside the palace. There are certain way how you behave. These people do not want to follow that discipline, or do not want to be under the authority of the master. They feel it's free, you can go wherever you want. They feel that I would rather be in the tree and enjoy freedom. I don't want to be under this keep saluting master. Then they get a desire in their heart, in their mind, let us come out of this palace and live in the tree, which is more fun. And then the master hears of this and he tells them, do not go. You know, in medical line there is something called discharge against medical advice. The patient wants to go home. Doctor says you have to better stay for 2 more days because there is still you are not yet fully recovered. But the patient says I want to go. We cannot hold them back. You will start creating disturbance. In the discharge summary they say discharge against medical advice, because if the situation worsens, if they come back, if there is MLC, then the hospital gives explanation that we wrote clearly it is a discharge against medical advice. So further complication, the patient is responsible. So he says exit against master's advice, you can say. The birds want to go into the tree, but master says no, not good for you. It's not fun there. It's misery. In spite of because the worm has already gone into the right, they are bent upon going. Against the advice of the master, they go to the palace, out of the palace and go to the tree. So they had a good few days, beginning few days, it's free, you can fly wherever they want, they have good time, fun. But after 1 week, they start suffering because there is no shelter, it rains, no shelter, it hungry, no food, and the bigger birds come and bite, and there is no, it's like jungle raj. Anybody can hit anyone. It's completely miserable existence. And because of the shock of pain, they forget where they came from, that they were ever part of palace, they forget, they suffer. And all this is being seen, the birds going out, they're suffering, all is being seen by the master. Master is not happy. It is my own birds, they are struggling. He waves hands and come back. They cannot understand. They are completely lost. They cannot understand. Master keeps thinking how to bring these birds back to the palace. He's very fond of those birds, though they are left him. Then he starts devising plans to bring them back. Then what he does, not all the other 900 remained with him. Among those 900, there are some birds which are very loyal to the master, where you can count on them for any work. So one of them calls, can you come here? Loyal bird. He says, yes sir, what can you do? I need a favor, or I have something in mind I want you to do. Can you execute that plan? I'm here to serve you. So what I want you to do is, see the tree, see those birds, they are your brothers. They were with you. I told them not to go, but they went. They are suffering there. I want to bring them back. So what I want to do is, you go into the tree now. From here, you go into the tree, live among those birds. They have forgotten where they came from. Live among them and win their confidence. And seeing the appropriate time, you talk about their well-being, how they are, and when you get the response that from what they hear, so tell that there is a happy place, and somehow intelligently, tactfully bring them back. So upon receiving the order of the master, the spy bird goes. Their going and this bird's going is different. This didn't go to enjoy. It went on receiving order. They went there, lived among those birds, and the birds were suffering, saw that this guy is very happy, jolly fellow. They're suffering, we're crying, and this person is always happy. It's natural, right? We are all crying, I have so many problems. If you see a happy person, you see, oh, what is there? It's attractive. We are attracted to a happy person. Because none of us are happy. All of us are miseries. So they saw this bird is very happy, jolly, is flying happily. They asked him, what makes you happy? Yeah, then conversation, they become friends. Then one fine day the conversation begins, how are you? No sir, lot of misery. What bothers you, this and that? And he said, is there a place? Then he says, if there is a place which is where is happiness, would you come? Then he says, is there such a place? Is there such a place? Yeah, if there is, presuming there is, will you come? Yeah, it is there. So tactfully trains them and tactfully brings them back to the palace. And again they come back and live happily forever after. Next story. This is, many people quote this story to tell basic principle. So again the basic logic happens. Let's compare. The palace is compared to
Temple is
palace here. Spiritual world. Spiritual world. Allah. This is also palace. But in this context it is the spiritual world. Master is the Lord. Birds are the Jivas. In that two categories are there. The 100 birds which and the trees compared to the material world. The 100 birds are called as technical word. Krishna Bahirmukha Jiva. Krishna Bahirmukha Jiva went on. Krishna Sivanmukha Jiva stayed back. 100 birds are we. Lokanath Maharaj was saying, all the Atmas, most of the Atmas stay in the spiritual world. Only some Mahatmas come here. Only Mahatmas come here. We are those Mahatmas. Okay. Conditioned soul. Then the bird which was sent is the Guru. Spiritual master. Who comes? Guru doesn't come by karma. Prabhupada didn't come to enjoy this material world. Nor did he come to as a result of his karma. He has come to deliver us from the spiritual world. That is the logic. This is a wonderful story. I am carrying it from class 8. It's a very nice instructive story. will end here. Okay. The 4 verses have to be best to recite. Learn them. It's worth it. It's a great asset. We are missing you. Best student of the class. ಎಂತ ಆಗಿದೆ ಆಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದ
ಬರ್ಡೇ
ಯಾರ ಬರ್ಡೇ
My friend.
your friend's birthday. I saw your chanting Srinvantika. Can you sing for us? Srinvantika Hindi.
Shinvanti gayanti grinanti abhiknashah smaranti nandanti tavetam jana taveva pashyanti achirena tavakam bhava pravavo paramam padambujam.
Hare Krishna. Clap. Okay, now I will teach 4 verses. Let's see how many you can learn. One by one, slowly learn. Aham sarvasya prabhavo
Aham sarvasya prabho
matta sarvam pravartate
matta sarvam pravartate
iti matva bhajante mam
iti matva bhajante mam
buddha bhava samannitah
buddha bhava samannitah
macchitta madgata prana
macchitta madgata prana
bodhayanta parasparam
bodhayanta parasparam
kathayantascha mam nityam
कथयन्तस्य मां नित्यं
दुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
दुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
तेषां सततयुक्तानां
तेषां सकलयुक्तानां
भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं
भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं
ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं
ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं
येन मामुपयान्ति ते
येन मामुपयान्ति ते
करेक्ट अಲ್ಲ तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थं
तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम्
अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः
अहम् अज्ञानजं
नाशयामि आत्मभावस्तो
नाशयामि आत्मभावस्तो
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वतः
ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಯಾವ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಅಂತ ಒಂದೊಂದಾಗಿ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಕಲಿತಲ್ಲ ವಾಪಸ್ ಆಟಲ್ಲ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಶಿ ಲಂಚ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಶಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ನೀವು ಒಪ್ಸೋದು ಅವ್ರ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನೀಗ ಒಂದು 10-15 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇವರದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಯಾಂಗ್
ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ
ದಿನ
ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀರಾ ಅದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ
ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬರೀತೀವಿ.
ಬರೀತೀರಲ್ಲ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಇದು ಒಂದೊಂದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಆಮ್ ಸರಸ ಅದು ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ
ಹೌದು
4 ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಟೇಕ್ ಔಟ್ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಎರಡಾದ್ರೂ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ವಾರ ಒಂದಾಗ್ತದೆ
4-7 ಜನ ಬಂದೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು 2-3 ದಿನದಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ
ಡೈಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆ ಶ್ಲೋಕ
ಡೈಲಿ ಒಂದು 10-15 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಂತ ಆಟಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಲಿಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೂತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 10-15 ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಟಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ
ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರು ನೀವು ಪರ್ಪಟ್ ಓದಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರಲಿ ನೀವು ಭಾವಾರ್ಥ ಶ್ಲೋಕವನ್ನು ಓದಿ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಎಸ್